If you've seen movies like Mochupumi, you may surprisingly find that some regions in the world, they still practice some old marriage systems such as polyandry, especially among the Himalaya mountains like Nepal, north part of India, and Tibet in southwest of China, and so on. Polyandry in India was mainly prevalent in the Kinnour region, and not like the traditional polyandry we imagined. On the contrary, the existence of polyandry in India shows that a wife, as a woman, is in a lower status compared with men, and she is forced to marry with several men and has to take care of all housework and daily life of family members, and those husbands just enjoy life and do nothing. I mean, literally do nothing. This may sound weird to many of you, but in some places it did happen. So, if you are interested, let's discover it together in the next 3 minutes. The word polyandry comes from the Greek poly, which means many, and andro, which means man, and literally means the practice of one woman taking 2 or more husbands. This custom evolved in human cultures where women themselves were allowed to own property and were scarce for reasons like they were less likely to survive to adulthood. At that time, thanks to this custom, men are able to afford their resources and live comfortable lives, and the women often enjoyed a very high status. Nowadays, a recent survey of tribal society indicates that more than 83% of them practice polygamy, 16.14% practice monogamy, and only 0.47% practice polyandry, and Kinnour belongs to those 0.47%. And in almost all cases, the polyandry practice is fraternal, where a group of brothers share a wife. Non-fraternal polyandry, where a group of unrelated men share a wife, is virtually non-existent because of its inherent instability, as they don't know who is the father of the kid. The tribe which practices polyandry mainly due to female infanticide, which also been described as gender-selective killing or gendercide. It is estimated that 10 million female births, which is 500,000 every year, have been aborted in India in the last 20 years. One of the main reasons for female infanticide is because girls are considered as an economic burden for many in India. According to the World Bank, with an annual per capita GDP of only $2,000, the average amount of dowry has reached $67,000 to $130,000, which is definitely a huge burden for a bride's side. Therefore, polyandry in India today is not like the old times. Women are in a lower social status and are forced to marry a group of brothers and live a horrible life. The United Nations Population Fund knows that, biologically, the normal sex ratio at birth in a country should vary from 102 to 106 males per 100 females. India stands at 120 males per 100 girls, and that rate is among the highest in the world. Polyandry obviously did not contribute to the social development. Even worse, it slowed down the process. As more and more families adore boys, the gap of sex ratio will increase further, and there will be a vicious circle. The Indian government and child rights activists are fighting this issue, like to ban sex-selective abortions and established law to make daughters unable to inherit father's property. The fact is that, in some regions, local authorities allow this behavior in exchange for bribes, which makes the fighting process harder. Therefore, the cooperation of all parties is required in order to get this issue solved.